morning, everyone. Great crowd, and I'm personally very honored to be here with you on stage today. I know that there's a coffee break and a networking break coming up, and I'm not going to keep you away from that for too long, but I am going to give you a little bit to chew on as you have those conversations in the networking area, in the marketplace, and at the Genius Bar. And that is, how do we see MDM becoming agentic? So 3 things I want to share with you today, and 3 things about MDM and agentic. First, we're going to take a little look at how the AI enterprise landscape is shaping up. It's actually going in a pretty structured way, and that means that we can implement agentic with a real business purpose. It's not just because it's the buzzword of the month or year. Second, and I'm very excited about this one in particular, I want to show you what we've already built when it comes to Agentic MDM. Some of you may have already caught that in some of the breakout sessions yesterday, but a little repeat never hurts anyone, right? So thirdly, I have an announcement for you guys at the end of my presentation. I have a few sort of breadcrumbs along the presentation, so keep your eyes open, then you might be able to guess, or maybe you already have guessed what I'm about to announce at the end. So when we look at the AI enterprise landscape and sort of a vision for how that is shaping up, we see it's organizing itself into 5 distinct layers. And understanding these layers, and one vision of that is critical as you're planning, not when you're planning, but as you're planning your AI strategy. At the very top here, we have layer 1, and that's users and decision makers. That's us, that's you, it's business executives, it is the operational teams, the people who actually make the decisions that drive business outcome. Second, we call this the horizontal chat experience. ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, you know these, and they're great for personal productivity. I use them myself, of course. But here's the thing, and that's really important, they're islands. They're completely disconnected from your enterprise data, from your business rules, from your governance and your governance frameworks. They'll help your teams write emails faster, for sure. They'll help you write the memo in the blink of an eye. But can they really tell you why your Q3 sales dropped? Or if that new supplier that you're onboarding is living up to your compliance regulations? Not even close. So, third layer is where things get serious. So these are the horizontal workflow systems, as we call them out here. You can think of ServiceNow, you can think of IBM Watson, you can think Google Agent Space. These systems coordinate all the complex processes that you have in your organization from start to finish, across departments, across systems, across teams. And they're kind of like the nervous system in your enterprise AI. Without this layer, you've got sort of scattered AI initiatives and data initiatives all across your business with bumps and hoops, but with it, you have an opportunity for genuine business transformation. It's the connectivity tissue that matters. Layer 4, and that's where we play in particular. AI-first core platforms. Some say this layer is emerging now. I would say that it's already here. And these are specialized platforms with deterministic workflows. And I'd like you to just remember deterministic workflows, define business processes. So they are payroll systems, they are ERP platforms, customer support, administration, and automation. And this is what sets them a little bit apart. They cannot be wrong. They cannot even be approximately right. If you're using these systems to process someone's paycheck or managing financial transactions, you need bulletproof, consistent, trustworthy results every single time. 95% accuracy is just not good enough. So to do that, you need trustworthy data. Layer 5 is the future. Sam Altman calls this just-in-time software generation. Imagine you tell your system, generate me an application that tracks supplier sustainability and connect that back to our ERP platform. And boom, it's built, it's tested, it's deployed in minutes. Predictions say that we're 3 to 5 years away from that. I think things are moving a little bit faster. Has anyone ever heard about vibe coding? Yeah, for sure. So the future might be coming sooner than you think. So where do we sit in all of this? Where does Stibo Systems play in this picture? It's reasonably simple. That we focus on layer 1, the users. Everything we build starts with the human at the top to make better decisions with trusted data. That's our North Star. We've always done that, and we always will do so. For layer 2, those chat experiences, this horizontal thing, we're completely agnostic. If you want to use ChatGPT, use it. Prefer Claude, great. Copilot, absolutely. We're not going to be creating technical barriers, but we know that these tools need enterprise-grade governed data to operate efficiently and to be business-proof. And that's where we come in. We add that layer of trusted master data. For layer 3, workflow orchestration, again, we provide this layer of trustworthy data that these engines need. ServiceNow and IBM Watson, they're only as good as the data that flows through them. So we make sure that that data is rock solid, as you know. We provide that layer of trusted and trustworthy data. And we do that, we provision that data through our MCP servers, open platforms, integration capabilities, for instance, with Microsoft Fabric and Databricks. All very powerful ways of providing data at scale for these decision engines. Layer 4 is the high cost of error solution. That's also us. As we roll out our agentic architecture and becoming agentic MDM, we will do that. But our approach to this is that we will not put you at, we take a mindful approach to this. We're not just going to do agentic all over the place in the get-go. We make sure that we get the foundational right, the foundation correct and bulletproof, and then we move up the stack. And for layer 5, those niche agents, that we will coexist with them. We're not going to build all apps in the world that can do this, that, and the other, with a foundation that make them work effectively and reliably and trustworthy with governed data. So if you see a pattern here, you're right. When we're actually not just playing in one of the layers, we span at minimum 3, where data governance matters the most. And as everybody else is racing to build AI applications, we're building that data infrastructure that makes AI enterprise ready. So we're not just participating in this evolution, we actually believe that we're enabling it. Last year at Connect in Orlando, we made a promise. And some of you that were there might remember this, some that have seen recordings might recognize. We said we're heading into agentic, and we're headed into small language models. We wanted to explore small language model for the purpose of understanding how can they support more narrow MDM use cases where the large language models are, well, generic large language models are, well, just too generic. And you know what? We actually delivered on both. And we've worked on multiple projects with you, our customers, and our partners to explore how small language models can generate this targeted branded content for your business. And we're even thinking about embedding that within our product Gen AI in a future update. But we've done even more with agentic, I would claim. We created prototypes of MDM agents in a library. We've looked at even generic agents that can solve generic tasks. We've explored model context protocol servers, and we've explored agent-to-agent communication. And it has been a very fast and exciting ride, I must say. Now here's this important piece about deterministic workflow, because as I alluded to, you know that you have your defined business processes, you have defined workflows that support your the way that you run your business. And there's this defined, agreed, structured approach to this, and we're not going to interfere with that. So as we move into Agentic MDM, we're not going to mess up with your business processes. We're not going to say you need to change something, but we certainly will do Agentic to speed up your business processes. So just a very quick Agentic one-on-one here before we move into a short demo. Agents are composed of various modules, each with specific and very well-defined tasks. You have modules that do perception. They perceive something from the surrounding. They receive a task. You got reasoning modules that will reason about what am I being asked to do. Then an action module will then carry out that task to the environment, for instance, update some data in the system, and then the module will communicate back to the end user. This is a merchandising operations workflow in action. And we've actually got 5 agents working inside the workflow, but here's the key again, there's still the defined business process through the workflow with human in the loop at critical decision points. A proposal agent is actually reviewing the offerings that the suppliers send to the retailer, and some of those items, as you can see, they fall outside of the acceptable range of the catalog of the retailer. You've got the yellow ones where the retailer or the agent sends it back to the supplier because there's something wrong with the data. And then there's some that are greenlit. They're actually approved, even with a missing image and some content that might not actually be that retailer specific and targeted to a retailer's downstream marketplace or channel. So once we're in step and the items are accepted, things get more serious. You have an asset agent that will review the asset, and it was missing, so it's connected to the web. It finds an image, downloads it, and adds it to the product. We have a marketing agent and a logistics agent that will, the marketing agent uses product Gen AI to generate that compelling content. The logistics agent will review some data, and you can see the tracking as well, so you know responsible AI, what's been touched by humans, what's been touched by a machine. And at the end, we've actually embedded an approval agent that can review the work done by the other 3 agents and send it back. You might want to include a human sort of verification at the end if you had that process. But this is just to showcase the art of the possible. We can do a lot with this. There's infinite opportunities. So what's next? What is our promise this year? It's not a repeat, but we're still committed to Agentic MDM because it has tremendous potential. I think you've seen that also through some of the breakout sessions. We will continue to explore, and I hope work with you to innovate on this, build solution that makes your MDM processes more accurate, efficient, and sustainable. Part of enabling Agentic MDM is to give you, customers, as well as our partners, the right tooling to speed up this development. And if you're thinking model context protocol servers, you're absolutely right. We've prototyped a model context protocol server for STEP, and a model context protocol server is something that can make agents speak to the system in natural language. We prototyped that for STEP, and we will roadmap it. We have roadmapped it for a later update. But we've also built something now that is ready, an MCP server connected to our DAS offering. Brings me to my announcement. Drum roll. I'm happy to share that at this moment we have a limited availability version of our Stibo Systems DAS MCP server. DAS is our platform for online commerce, and online commerce is becoming agentic. We see it everywhere. Amazon and Alibaba, they have agents that are recommending products to consumers, bundles. You got pricing being adjusted for specific customers by ML. You got AI that are doing markdowns automatically. And then there's conversational agents online, and that's really where the DAS MCP server shines, because it will serve up your master data to that agent in that horizontal layer that we talked about, layer 2, to give your customers a much better and data-driven agentic experience that enables them to make the right decisions. Building agents that consume master data to provide real-time data-driven responses is a matter of minutes now. Maybe some saw that in the very cramped Tegel yesterday. We had 105 people in there, and Tom and I did a little demo. A personal story, I lost my driver's license for programming some decades ago, but I built this in Microsoft Copilot Studio in 5 minutes back home.